Hey besties, welcome back to the channel. Today is Friday, a truly beautiful day outside. But inside my brain, it is an absolute storm of chaos and confusion. I am so glad you're here because I cannot process this alone. Grab a coffee, grab a blanket, and let's just dive right into the madness because I am literally bursting at the seams. Oh my god, I'm screaming. I actually cannot even deal right now. Okay, but listen, I was literally sitting on my couch eating dinner, minding my own business, and I actually choked on my pasta. I had to pause the TV and text my friend immediately because what is even happening in Port Charles right now? My jaw dropped to the actual floor. So we need to talk about Josslyn Jax because this girl is absolutely unhinged right now. And I am here for it, but also terrified for her. She is doing the absolute most. So she marches right into Carly's house, right? And she just casually encounters Valentine Cassadine. Valentine, the fugitive who's literally hiding out in her mother's attic, which is insane, by the way. And don't even get me started on the fact that Carly is mixing business with pleasure up there. But Josslyn is just standing there looking at him like she owns the place. And Valentine, looking so serious and intense, just looks at her and goes, "You have something for me. You go first." I literally screamed at my screen, like, "Valentine, sir, what do you think she has?" Wait, before that happened, actually. I need to back up because my brain is going a million miles an hour. Why is Josslyn even talking to Valentine? There is a very good possibility that she went to him because she is having major suspicions about Anna Devayne's so-called psychic break over Cesar Faison. Remember that. Honestly, I feel like everyone forgot about it, but Josslyn is like a dog with a bone. She cannot let anything go. And I forgot to mention earlier, but remember when she was snowed in at Windermere? She was snooping around the library because of course she was, and she found the crystalline conspiracy book and those random cigarillos in Ross Cullum's pocket. I am yelling. She even told Jack Brennan part of the truth about finding the book in the library. She is playing such a dangerous game. Why would she do that? She needs to get it together, I swear. She is just handing out pieces of classified level tea to literal spies and criminals. Oh, wait, did I already say that? Whatever. Anyway, she has been on this whole Cesar Faison kick for a minute now. Just the other day, she literally cornered Nathan West, who we all know is actually Cassius Faison in disguise, which is a whole other level of twisted, and she just started pumping him for information about his late father, Cesar Faison. I was sweating watching that scene. Cassius was looking at her like she grew two heads. He got so suspicious of her. And, Cassius is already stressed out trying to keep his cover, and now he has this blonde teenager interrogating him after a workout. He knows she's a problem now. Josslyn is making a massive mistake raising his suspicions like that. Mark my words, this is going to end badly. She has no idea she's talking to the identical twin of the guy she thinks she's talking to. The audacity of this girl to just play detective with these literal mobsters and masterminds. I can't breathe. Okay, where was I? Right, so Josslyn is standing there with Valentine at Carly's house, and they are about to trade secrets or whatever, and who walks in? Carly. I literally jumped off my couch. Carly walks in, and she is shaken. You can see the actual panic in her eyes because she's completely rattled over Josslyn digging into her business. Carly is already stressed out covering up Danny and Charlotte's car crash. And now her daughter is interrogating her secret attic lover. Carly just snaps and challenges Josslyn, demanding to know what he can offer Josslyn that she can't. But wait, at this point I'm yelling at my screen because who is the... Carly is referring to? Is she talking about Valentine? Is she talking about Jack Brennan? Or is she somehow talking about Nathan, honestly? Carly is so deeply entangled in this messy love triangle with Brennan and Valentine that she is probably losing her own mind. She is terrified Josslyn is going to blow up her entire spot, and honestly, she should be. Okay, moving on because my heart rate is too high. Let's talk about Laura Collins and Ezra Boyle. This was so sad, but also so dramatic. So Laura walks into the Brown Dog bar, and she finds Ezra. And Ezra is drunk. Not just a little tipsy, like getting drunker by the actual minute. He is throwing them back. And Laura walks in just in time to hear him loudly calling her high and mighty to the bartender. The absolute disrespect. I was like, are you serious, Ezra? You are talking about the mayor. The look on Laura's face was iconic. She was so shocked. Her eyes went wide, but then you could see her process it. She didn't even get mad, which is wild to me, because if someone called me that, I would be throwing hands. But Laura has taken into account that he's completely plastered. She knows he's struggling. So Laura, being the saint that she is, doesn't cause a scene. She takes Ezra somewhere to talk privately. And this is where it gets so deep. Ezra is regretful. He's drunk as a skunk. And he just breaks down and tells her that he is in way too deep to get out. He is completely under Jen Sidwell's thumb. And remember, Ezra had previously given Laura a warning off the record about how dangerous Sidwell is to both of them. Sidwell literally threatened Ezra, telling him he's of very little value if he can't keep Laura in line. Ezra knows his life is on the line, he wants out so bad, and Laura is just looking at him with so much empathy. I honestly think she's going to try to think of something to get them both out of danger. She needs an alliance, maybe with Nina, to take Sidwell down, because Sidwell is terrifyingly calm and completely out of control. I am so invested in this dynamic. Meanwhile, and this is where I actually started pacing around my living room, we cut to General Hospital. Lucas Jones and Britt Westbourne are in a doctor's office, and Lucas is literally stating his case and standing his ground. I love seeing this side of Lucas. He is not backing down. They are obviously talking about Britt's Huntington's disease medicine. Her symptoms are starting to come back, which is absolutely devastating. I can't even deal with the thought of Britt getting sick again, and they need to get her medicine reverse engineered. But Marco Rios is dead. He was murdered. And Lucas tells Britt straight to her face that there is still one person who can stop this, and he means himself. I got chills. Lucas is literally taking Sidwell up on his offer to continue living at Windermere just so he can complete Marco's mission. He refuses to let Marco's death be in vain. He is risking his own life. Pascal is out there wanting to murder Lucas to avenge Marco, and Lucas is just like, no, I'm staying. Unhinged. But wait, I have to circle back because I think I'm telling this out of order. Before that Lucas scene, Britt actually has a run-in with Ross Cullum, and this scene was so toxic I needed a shower after watching it. Cullum is just standing there with this sick, sarcastic smile on his face. He literally looks at Britt and says, "You're here to beg for your life." The audacity. The sheer evil of this man. He is the one who stabbed Marco Rios to death at the Miller and Davis law office. He literally murdered Marco, and then Cullum stole the 2 vials of Britt's medicine and smashed them. I was screaming at the TV. Why would he do that? He's holding her actual life in his hands as leverage. Cassius had convinced Britt to tell Sidwell that she would complete their father Cesar Faison's final project involving cold fusion. So now Cullum is denying her the medicine. He's either forcing her to complete the project before she gets a single drop, or he's cruelly teasing her. And on top of that, Cullum wants to know who shot him on Pier 55. He knows Jason Morgan didn't pull the trigger. Britt is backed into the tightest corner ever. She is in so much danger. If she doesn't do exactly what they want, she's dead. I am literally praying for her because she cannot catch a break. Okay, and speaking of danger, we have to talk about Cassius and Jen Sidwell. They are at Windermere looking like 2 James Bond villains plotting the end of the world. Cassius is discussing the situation with Sidwell, and he seems to be asking Sidwell for some more time. Probably time for Britt to complete the cold fusion project, right? But Sidwell just looks at him dead in the eyes and says that time is a luxury he doesn't have. Both of these men look deadly serious. I felt the tension through the screen. Sidwell is so grieving and angry over Marco's death, and he's blaming Sonny for everything, but he's also running out of patience with Britt. When he says time is a luxury he doesn't have, is he talking about the project, or is his intention to dispatch his henchmen to make a hit? Is he gonna order Pascal or someone to just take Britt out permanently? Okay, let's take a breath and move to something that absolutely shattered my heart into a million tiny pieces. Rocco Falconeri and Dante. They are sitting together at a ball field. You can see the chain link fence, the bench. It's such a classic, quiet, father-son setting. But the vibe is so heavy. Rocco is carrying the weight of the actual world on his tiny shoulders. His guilty fears are coming right to the surface. He is sitting there looking down, looking so tormented. Because Rocco has been keeping a terrible, horrible secret. He is the one who shot Ross Cullum in the back on the pier. I know. His actions saved both Britt's and Jason Morgan's lives. So he's technically a hero, but he is just a kid. And the guilt is eating him alive. And Rocco hates lying to his dad. Dante is a literal cop. He's investigating the Marco Rios murder. He's talking to ADA Justine Turner about suspects. He is in full detective mode. And Dante is sitting there on the bench looking at his son, and he says, "You still seem pretty quiet, I think. I know why." My heart stopped. Dante thinks he knows why Rocco is quiet, but he has no idea. Dante probably thinks Rocco is just upset about something normal. Or maybe about his hand being infected, because remember, Lulu had to take him to the ER for those red streaks in his arm. But Rocco is sitting there thinking about attempted murder. The dramatic irony is actually killing me. I was yelling at the screen, "Don't say it, Rocco, don't say it." Might Rocco actually open up and tell his father the truth? I am terrified that he's going to crack. He is under so much pressure. Jason Morgan is literally sitting in WSB custody, taking the fall for this kid. Jason's own son, Danny, is trying to join the mob to avenge him because he thinks Sid will set Jason up. The ripple effects of Rocco's one shot are destroying the entire town, and Rocco knows it. But Lulu Spencer, Jason, and Nathan Cassius all told Rocco to keep his mouth shut. They told him to keep quiet. But can a kid really hold on to a secret this massive when his cop dad is staring him right in the face, asking him what's wrong? I don't think so. I'm calling it now. Rocco's going to confess, and Dante's going to lose his absolute mind. And that brings me back to Carly being shaken at her house. She is trying to manage Valentine hiding in her attic. She's sleeping with Jack Brennan, who is oblivious, but about to find out she's betraying him. She's covering up Danny and Charlotte's fiery car crash on Route 91 so they don't go to jail. And now Josslyn is interrogating Valentine in her living room. Carly's house is literally Grand Central Station for fugitives and teenagers making terrible decisions. When Carly demands what he can offer Josslyn, she is projecting all of her own guilt and panic onto her daughter. Carly knows the walls are closing in. Brennan is going to connect the dots soon. Valentine is intensely jealous. And Josslyn is holding the match that could burn Carly's entire life down. Honestly, I am exhausted just talking about this. The drama is at an all-time high. Between Britt begging for her life from the man who murdered Marco Lucas, risking it all at Windermere, Ezra drunkenly calling out the mayor, and Rocco on the verge of confessing to a shooting. I cannot take much more of this. But, I will be seated for the next episode. I need to know if Sidwell orders a hit. I need to know if Josslyn exposes the crystalline conspiracy. I need to know if Rocco breaks. Okay, I need to go drink some water and calm my heart rate down. Let me know in the comments what you guys think is going to happen, because my brain is officially mush. Stay dramatic, besties.